Something I've been wanting to do more on the channel lately is bring you guys some different gaming setup ideas, and one of the next ones I wanted to do was a Switch gaming desk setup, which this is the kind of basic idea of what we'd have, monitor, dock, a few little knickknacks, charging station. But I got really bored of the idea, and it occurred to me that the Switch really isn't a traditional gaming system. A lot of the stuff that we've done in setups in the past don't necessarily have to apply to the rules of the Switch. So I thought, instead of doing something traditional like this, what if we did something a little bit different? The idea here is to do away with any kind of entertainment console or desk or any kind of actual main thing to put the system on. Instead, just build the whole thing on the wall. Now, for here in this room, I decided I want to make use of this support beam. This isn't necessarily an option for everyone, obviously, so a lot of this can also be done on a wall. We'll walk through all different options. But first, we need to actually put a TV up here. Now, if you were doing this setup on just a regular flat wall, you could just make use of any kind of TV wall mount setup, but since we're using a beam here, we're instead going to be using a Cardellini clamp. This is just something that's used in a lot of different TV set stuff. We had it lying around and it fit our purposes, but there's plenty of other options out there. So we're just going to set that up right here. All right, so we got that fastened on there. So now let's go get our TV. Okay, so I lied a little bit when I said TV. We're not actually going to use a TV, we're going to use a monitor. This monitor, which I actually featured recently in my back to school gaming accessories video. It's a 1080p monitor, all you really need for the Switch. Don't exactly have to worry about stuff like 4K, so color depth, sharpness, all good, everything we want in a Switch monitor. Okay, next we need to find a way to secure our Switch dock to the wall. Now there's a few ways you can go about this, but the way that I've chosen to go with are command strips. This is a really simple and easy way to attach to the back of this, give you a way to remove it easily later if you need to, and it's gonna be nice and securely safe on here. A single one of these is meant to support 16 pounds of weight. Considering that a Switch in the dock with Joy-Cons is about 1.5 pounds, one is more than enough. But also considering it's a $300 system, I'm gonna use two anyways. Make sure this is centered where we want to before we press down too hard. And we might have to seal that. Now we still have to take care of some cabling and stuff, but really these two objects alone are pretty much all you need for a functioning Switch setup. But you can add more stuff if you like. I mean, you can have shelves to put amiibos or places to store extra controllers or other accessories. For me, the bare minimum that I'd like to add is a place to charge additional Joy-Cons. So I want to keep it this whole vertical aesthetic going on, so probably have it down here. Somewhere relative, because this is going to be ridiculous. That's just silly. Don't do that. That's a dumb idea. So yeah, probably down around here. Next is everyone's favorite part of any setup, cable management. Now, thankfully, this is a very light setup as far as cables go. There's really only 4 we have to worry about. There's power for the TV, power for the Switch, HDMI from the Switch to TV, and there's going to be a USB charge cable running from this charge dock right here into the Switch. Now, if you're doing this against a wall, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could arrange the cables in a way that's actually kind of artsy and cool looking, or you can just hide it using conduit. Here though, since we're using this support beam, all we can do is just hide them right behind. So we've got all the functional bits set up, and it's created this rather nice looking minimalist setup. But what's the point being this minimalist if there's just something a little extra to make it really stand out? So we wanted to add one more thing to make it a lot more flashy. Hue strips set up inside of the support beam. Right now we're going with colors that match the Joy-Cons and give a lot more separation between the setup and the wall behind it. So there you have it, a minimalist Switch setup that makes use of no shelves, no desk, no entertainment console, just an open wall that you have available, which is really kind of the beauty of it. It's a simple setup that shows you don't need to have a lot of stuff, and it's really customizable if you do want to add more things. I mean, this is just kind of the basic kit right here, but you can add additional shelves or cubbies to do things like hold extra Joy-Cons, Pro controllers, display amiibos, all kinds of options with the way that this setup can be adapted to different living situations, which is really just the beauty of it.